Welcome to TruTalks. I am Trinice Bryant, creator of Urban Threads. This next feature is a graduate of Berkeley College in Boston. Since coming to Nashville, she's made several musical appearances at local venues and continues to woo the crowd with her vocals. I am pleased to present to you singer-songwriter Savannah Sgro.
So happy New Year's and thank you for joining me.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah. Where did you spend your New Year's?
Well, actually I was really sick. From like Christmas all the way till the first week of the new year. I just went to my friend's house for a couple hours and then fell asleep really early. So
do you have any New Year's resolutions?
Yes, I'm trying to write by myself more. I really am also focused on doing my own project for this year, whether it's like getting the songs I want for this year to start recording next year, or to just get an idea of like where I want to go with the next project to follow up the singles.
Well-established artist in Boston. What made you decide to come down south and risk it all pretty much?
Oh man, I went to Berkeley for 3 straight semesters, and then I knew that I wanted to be in Nashville at least for a summer to see how it was here, and I knew my parents wouldn't let me just come down here for anything, so I seriously emailed like 50 different publishing companies, and like half of them responded, and then through all that, like through the semester, I ended up getting like 5 interviews in Nashville, and they were like, oh, but you have to come and be in Nashville, like, so they can't FaceTime, but yeah. So I ended up coming here for 2 days and had 5 interviews, and then I went back to Boston, and it was leading up to finals week, and I kept getting no. And then so I got 4 no's, and I was waiting on one more place, and they were like, oh yeah, and I still hadn't heard from them, and they're like, oh yeah, well, we forgot to call you, but yeah, we want you. I was like, oh. So that got me here, for the summer, and I spent about 4 months here, and every day, like besides the 2 days a week that I have an internship, every single day I was like working on the craft, like writing, practicing, all that. And I had written more songs that summer than I ever have in my whole life. So I've done a bunch of different styles, so I feel like I've been kind of all over the place with that. But like at school, I had a big like R&B-ish band, and like that worked for the time, but I never felt like, this is my thing. Like, I don't know. And so then when I got here, like, I was like, oh, the song, like, matters. All I'm going to have is me and my guitar on stage, and, like, it doesn't matter if I arrange this horn part or whatever. Like, it has to, like, the lyrics have to matter and all that stuff. So that was, like, when I moved here that summer, I really focused on the lyrics. Like, that's really what I focused on. So then doing that, I feel like I was listening to a lot more country music, and then my songs were kind of more country, and then from the time that I moved here officially, I was just like, I'm just going to write whatever comes out, and so that's like more folky singer-songwriter.
And that's a huge turn away from what you studied. You studied contemporary music, so
yeah.
How hard was that for you to transition into like leaving behind your roots, I guess?
Well, I feel like everything I learned like really helped me writing wise. Like I was like, oh my gosh, why do I have to learn this stupid theory? Like this is never gonna help me. It was my worst nightmare. I've never read a note until I got to school, and I had to learn it in 12 weeks, and then had to just continue on. I was like, oh, I'm so lost. Like I was getting tutored like 3 times a week, and I was just a mess. But it really helps, and like I feel like I like everything that I learned, and like music wise, like even style wise from different people. Like I learned so much from just the people at school, that like I feel like it all influences me, and like more on the music side for that, but lyrics and everything, I feel like that's totally a Nashville thing.
Yeah, probably is. Yeah. I can't say. I'm not a musician or artist. I don't even have that talent, I don't think. But yeah, I mean, from what I gather, even other people, there's certain things about Nashville that really make you think, hey, this is the spot for singers or songwriters. Do you think there's a part of Nashville that maybe is heavily slept on in the music scene?
Yes.
Yes. Uh-oh.
I mean, no, there is a pop scene here, but I feel like it's so small. Well, actually, I've been going to a lot more pop stuff just because I've been like, oh, country is like, I've been going to so many like country rounds since I've been here that it's like, I want to find other stuff, but also like I love R&B music. And so that scene is small, but I feel like it's growing. They have Sunday Night Soul at 5 Spot, and then they have a bunch of like good R&B shows at the back corner. So that's been fun to go to.
You sent me 2 tracks, and I think one was like I Smell Rain, and then the other one was like Picture. If you care to share with us how you came about both songs, you know, like what was it, origin? Were you paying homage to someone or something? Just share the story behind the song.
So I Smell Rain was one weekend in Boston with my friend Hannah. We got together and it was real depressing outside, and we were like, oh my gosh, well, we should write a happy song about rain because I don't know if there is one. And so we were just thinking like the first verse is very much like metaphorical for like I don't know, how things have been hard and like, but soon things will change, and like we just were having a hard time. Me, because I was in Nashville, like doing the whole music thing, and it's just really hard sometimes. And then she's like having trouble in school and just like figuring out what she wants to do. And so it's the whole song is like I smell rain, like something good is coming. And I don't know, for me it was like a lot like spiritual too. But I mean, everyone can listen to it their own way. But yeah, that's basically how things are going to get better.
About Picture.
So that was when I first like moved here permanently. Oh man, it was like really hard. So I was like, oh my gosh, I'm like at school. I probably went home the same amount, but it felt like now that I was here, I was like, oh my gosh, I'm not going to get to go home that often. And that song was basically just about missing home and everything that I'm missing out, like sacrificing doing music. But that was just one night I was sad and I was writing on the bed late at night, and then my friend Mason helped me finish the rest of the song because it was kind of a disaster and a bunch of like jumbled. I had all these different ideas of like what I wanted to put in. I just need to like make it into something. He helped me finish it, and then we also added another verse. But yeah, so
on top of all the other verses, right?
So, yeah, well, like all of mine that I'm like, oh my gosh, these are so bad. But yeah, that was just out of like missing home and things that I'll miss while I'm away. But
as an artist, like, what do you hope your listeners will learn about you, or even from you in the songs?
That's a hard one. I don't know. I feel like if another writer is listening, I guess to just like, for such a long time, I always wanted to write what I thought people would want to hear and like focus on that way more than like just writing what was like actually, what I was actually feeling and like what was real to me. And I feel like if a writer's listening, like just write, I don't know, what's real and like what comes out instead of like focusing so much on like what people want to hear. Because for such a long time I did that, and it was like nothing. I never liked any songs that came out of that. Like, I don't know, I feel like people will learn just like little experiences from my life, and like, I don't know, pretty much everything that I write about has happened to me or somebody else that's close to me. So they're all like personal to me.
Do you have any upcoming shows that maybe people should know about?
I have one on Monday night. I think it's the 12th. At the listening room at 6 o'clock. It's the Song Suffragettes show.
You plan to like do some touring, or is that down the road for you?
I think right now I'm just in more of a writing phase. Mm-hmm. I really want to do a house show tour. That'll probably be around summer. So that'll be like when a bunch of my friends from school are home. So it'll be fun to just do like different house shows and stuff. But right now I'm really focused on writing. So,
Are there any venues that you haven't performed at that maybe you want to?
I really want to play someday at 3rd and Lindsley. I think it's so cool in there. And also the back corner is just like a really cool place. I want to play.
Well, we have to get you closer to packing the house every single time. Get you closer to those music venues you strive to, perform at. So please give out your socials so people can follow you. Are you on Instagram, Facebook?
Yeah. Instagram and Facebook, it's just Savannah Sgro. And that's about it. My Twitter, I have not used since I don't even know the last time.
I can't even say shame on you because I'm just now starting to really use Twitter.
Yeah.
I cover the Preds games, so that's about as active as I get, and I like retweet stuff. So hopefully people take out the time to support you and go and show up at the shows. You need the numbers you need, get the calls you want, down the line. And it's been a pleasure speaking with you today.
Yeah, thank you so much.
That's it for this episode, so be sure to give this video a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel for my next episode. Lastly, like me on Facebook and follow me on Instagram and Twitter for updates and my whereabouts in the city. Until next time, be blessed.